Has anyone here ever seen those anti-smoking or smoking prevention commercials, or PSAs as they're called? I remember a few of them. In fact, on the net there's been a compilation. Some people have been making compilations and lists of the most effective, what they find are some of the most effective anti-smoking commercials. As a kid growing up, in a newer generation where people started realizing that smoking was extremely unhealthy and could cause extreme damage to the bodies. In school, we were showed these as kids growing up. Our schools had these little anti-smoking assemblies where we'd come into the gym and we'd speak to people who used to smoke and what made them quit and how what kind of health problems they were afraid of suffering and the health problems that people often do suffer from smoking. We were shown a series of commercials and, we didn't have big screens like we do today or projectors that we see in most high schools nowadays. So anyways, we'd see all these commercials on this, old television set, and the commercials that we saw were pretty effective. These are some of the ones that I remember being shown. Some of them were pretty old, dating back to the 90s and 80s. One of the ones that I remember seeing was, so there was like this cigarette, so you'd see pretend this pen here is the cigarette. We see this part of the cigarette, just this part, and pretend this pen is the lighter, and then we see the lighter lighting the cigarette, and then after the cigarette is lit, it flips over, and it turns into the wick of a candle. And the candle is sitting on a headstone. And the camera, of course, panels outward. And we hear this raven or crow, the words pop up. And it was like, smoking kills. Think about your health. Something like that. After seeing all those advertisements and all the lessons that we were taught about not to smoke, I'm glad that I was one of the many students that learned, not to smoke and the dangers of smoking. What breaks my heart is that some of those kids that watched those anti-smoking commercials with me ended up smoking afterwards. Surprisingly, they don't have health problems, but you never know what could happen. Some of the people in my family have had serious health issues relating to the after effects of smoking. My great-grandmother had difficulties breathing, and it got so bad to the point she had to have tubes installed in her nose to help her breathe. And she had to have a tank. And it was pretty rough for her, but I was a young kid and I didn't quite understand it. But today I now realize that she did have issues. And a year ago, my grandfather, from my father's side, passed away from cancer as a result of his smoking. So smoking really does have really bad consequences. In this day and age, even tobacco companies are putting pictures on cigarette packages, and the pictures have those very pictures of people who actually have those very health problems. And I like that. I actually really do like seeing the warning pictures on cigarette boxes because it's kind of a warning. Hey buddy, cool, you want to smoke. Just so you know, this is what will happen or could happen to your body if you start smoking. You could have serious health problems and you may not live that long. Smoke and your body will take a beating. That's a quote that I saw in an anti-smoking commercial from England. I have to agree with that commercial because smoking really does give your body a beating. For those watching this and you are smoking and you want to quit. Keep trying. Don't give up at once. Just keep trying until you finally decide to throw away the package. And it doesn't matter. It could be meditation, yoga, it could be video games, it could be hitting the gym, riding a bike, or anything. You just have to keep trying until you decide it's over. And that's all I wanted to say. So, take care, and Mr. Blue's here for you.